Let me just double check before we start. I know I've been doing that for quite a while, but I always like double checking things. So it looks like we are all right, all fine, and welcome everyone. And now let's go over the idea of the stream, what we're gonna do, and how we're gonna structure things and so on, and what I've did so far. Because as you can see, I have prepared myself a little bit about that, and that's because I don't want to waste that much time. So let me just walk you through the environment setup and what I've did. So pretty much I've generated a Discord user and made a Discord server with that Discord user, which is like called test C2 user. Yeah, no matter. Now I've created myself a really simple test server called test server, and the stick with the basic with the default one, and that's it. Now I have my command box right here, and then we have my carry right there. So now on the commando, as you can see, we have that Visual Studio Code opened. On the carry, we also have that Visual Studio Code opened, and that's because we have two bots there on the server we generated. Now the bots can be found there on the when you pretty much have a Discord account. You can navigate to developers pane, applications, and then you can create an app and as many bots as you want. As you can see, we have two bots, one being for the server app, the other being for the client app, right? So the idea is simple. We're gonna have two bots, then they were gonna talk on Discord, and pretty much they're gonna share commands. So that's all about it. Now the point here is that to make it nice structured code, let me just walk you through the code I've written so far. And this is really a basic Python code for starting your Discord bot. I have some experience doing bots because on my server I have my own bot which goes there, tries to search for bad words, block messages, and so on, or verifies users. So I have that very basic functionality already being coded on myself. So I have a bunch of experience doing Python, but in a nutshell, what I have done is that I have my environment variable file right there, which I'm not gonna show it obviously, and that contains the bot file, the bot code itself. So apparently, if you go to your bot, no matter which one, and then click on bot, and then you have that token right there, which is not visible, but with security purposes. But if you go there first time, it's gonna be visible. If not, just click reset token, and new one's gonna appear. Then you get that new token, and you put that into the environment variable, and then you have that settings.py, which you import .net.nv, which pretty much used to load stuff from that environment file in order to install that, because by default that library is not installed by default. Just go pip install.mv and that's it. After that's been done, in the .mv, the token is saved as Discord token and then equals and the token value. That's it. So what that pretty much does, it just gets the setting from that file and it parses to the main.py. The main.py file imports the discord.py library, which you can see there, and settings, which is the settings.py. And now here, that intents are the things you specify here. So when you go to your bot page, and then you go to previous gateway intents, and then you click all these two up, just to make everything simple. And these are pretty much like different kind of, not permissions, but like the way of working, what the bot can pretty much do and so on. For example, the message content intent that allows the bot to read and edit messages and so on. That's about it. So after specifying all the intents, you specify bot equals bot, and then that is the syntax for your commands there, because how the bot works is it pretty much listens for events and commands, and you specify commands using that symbol you specify here. That can be anything. And then you specify the intents, which are these, and that's it. And then if name equals main, which is pretty much telling the application where to start from, and then we just run the bot with the Discord token. Now, upon running that, we are on the command box. We can do python main.py, and as soon as that runs, we can see the client bot immediately it pops up to be online. And then if I go to my carry box and then do quite the same thing, python 3 main.py, we can see that the server bot also appears to be online. So That's pretty much it. That's how I work, how it works, the basic structure of the thing. And now let's get to the main point, which is how to pretty much weaponize that and how to convert it into some kind of command execution. And the idea is to chain everything through Discord, so no AV, nothing whatsoever. So let's go. The idea is very simple. Why we have two apps? Because usually when we're talking about shells and C2s, you genuinely have like two or more entries. For example, not entries, like objects. The server and the listener, and the server and the client. So the one issuing commands, the other one execute commands, and then like going all together. So the idea is that the server bot is gonna be called from the carry box here, and the client bot is gonna be called from the command VM right here. Now let me just close that real quick, and the idea of the server is simple. Let's just stick with the most simple solution, so to keep everything nice and structured. So the idea is simple. We're gonna use that chat. On the Discord, everything has an ID, even the messages. So if I go right click here and do, where was it? Maybe server settings. Not sure. Let me just find that. These are all the default roles. What I'm looking for is that the server ID there, because in Discord everything has an ID, including server, including, for example, that channel right there. But I can't seem to find the IDs there, which is a problem. So let's see about that. Maybe edit channel, maybe. Hmm, that's strange. Can I copy my ID or the bot's ID? I cannot. Am I not just missing it? Like from all the output, private setting, edit server profile. No, it's not there. Genuinely, all the things are having an ID. So let me try with my Discord server, which you can join, by the way, to share knowledge and experience there. And yep, indeed, there are copy ID to everywhere, to the server, to all the channels, maybe because I'm not administrator to my server myself. So let me go to server setting, roles, then create role, then go with admin, make it be green, and on permissions, we can either click all of them or scroll all the way down and just go with administrator, and it just all fills everything there. So save settings, escape, and now I'm gonna become myself an admin. And now if I do right click, I still missing something. So we might have, let me think about that for a second. Chat, if you know, if you have an idea about that, the chat section is yours. So I'm really not sure why I'm missing something. Why I'm missing the ID function. Nope, it's not there. So let me try it once again. Server setting, permissions, maybe like that. Save. Because I believe there's a the important part is where the hierarchy of the permissions, but it's not the case. So let me try enabling all of that just in case. Since I'm an admin, I must be able to pretty much do all these things. Save changes, and the heck. Alright, if I do my own, then for open community, then there's server 2. I'm not sure why I can't copy the ID. Alright. Discord, Can see server ID. To be honest, that's the first time I stumble across such issue, so we need to research that. Oh, all right. So let's go with app settings and then advanced. All right. So server settings. Where is that? Maybe that. Maybe now we'll be good to go. So if I were to type, nope, not the case either. My own setting, not the channel. All right. Let me see that. User settings, advanced, develop. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Enter Discord application ID. Yeah. All right. That should be fine. Yep. Copy ID. All right. Thank you. That was it. Nice. Now let me just generate new channel like text and do like test. And now we can pretty much copy the ID. So what I was going to say is that in Discord, they all use the kind of IDs, and even the messages, if I were to type test, even the message itself has its ID, which is unique each time. So that's how we can pretty much trace things and perform like command in, command out, and so on. So the idea of the server, we're going to use that test channel for pretty much, apologize, pipe in a command, and then the command is going to reach out, read the command, execute it, and pipe the output back to the server. Now I'm not sure if we should type that as a replies. For example, I'm not sure which one's gonna be better, if we're gonna do replies and the client's gonna reply to the whole thread there with the output, or just pipe a different message out there. But we'll see how that goes. So first things first, let's just go to I'm gonna need a lot of googling there, but let's just start by defining a method which is gonna pretty much paste command there, and then we're gonna start chaining things together. All right, so let me just go and type dev issue cmd, or we need to do bot command. Bot command, and then issue cmd, and if we were to do, for example, print one, that's how we can see if we can run that command. So, but that's the command.py, so we're gonna need that to be in actual curly box, which is here. So go to main, here, paste that, and do main.py. Callback must be coroutine. Not sure what that is. All right, let's start googling things. Oh, we need to be async, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna use that as a template. So we're gonna copy that, async def issue cmd, or cmd, just like that. And then context send, that I think should reply with a message there. So let me try it again. Main.py, and now copy that. Did I mark it? Now the bot should be running there. It's a server bot, and now type issue cmd. nothing happened. And yeah, we don't have an argument. Maybe we should cmd test. And it's replying with test. Nice. So we don't need to bind to a specific channel like that. We can use that CTX is getting the context of the Discord server there. So pretty much we can use any channel we want, and if we were to, with that syntax right now, if we were to copy the command to any channel, like general, I think the same thing is gonna happen. Yep, there we are. So we have no channel bound, but we're gonna stick to that channel, and if we need it in future, we're gonna have to call that ID for our operation. Nice. So now we can go there and issue commands. Let's say, for example, after piping the command there, what we want is to, let me try to visualize in my head. I'm doing that all live in front of you guys. So the server is gonna, for example, issue command. We can go like, or we can call it like cmd, and we can pipe, for example, ipconfig. Then the client's gonna call, we're gonna call the client to read that thing, parse the, remove the cmd from ipconfig, or we may have a better way of engaging with that. So we can use the user. We can use the user for issuing command. For example, I can type ipconfig myself, and then we're gonna call only the client to read that and execute that and get the output instead of just going with the server and doing all that crazy stuff. So pretty much we're gonna use the Discord as a server. So let's try that. We're gonna close the we're gonna close that app for now because I think it's useless so far. That's why we're debugging things. And then we're gonna stick to the client app itself. So now we're gonna need to have a way of reading exact message, right? So Discord py read message. We have an event on message. All right, but we're gonna need somehow of making the things to sleep, because why not? That's how it's supposed to be done. So let me think about that. So far we skipped the server because we're gonna issue the command ourselves with the as a Discord user. So we're gonna need the client to read that, execute that, get the result. So let's first try it without any kind of sleep statements. You know, make it simple. So let me try to copy that piece of code there and do like bot event and then type that. So let's see what that does. So if message content starts with round, I'm not sure what that is, then we're gonna split the message, some way of parsing that, getting the random number. We're gonna remove all of that. And we're gonna await bot to send the message, which is message channel. Alright, so if everything is alright, and if I type something, it's gonna represent with the channel ID there. But not the case. So one missing argument, Coro. Alright. I don't have that Coro anywhere. Oh, because it's looking for client event. Maybe. Discord py bot event. When using a mixture of on message event with commands, you want to add await bot command. So not sure if that would work, but let's try that. The guy is pretty much doing bot event. Oh, maybe I have a wrong syntax, because here, as you can see, he's not doing brackets. So let me save, run that again. Now it worked. So if I were and type ipconfig again, exception. So we can use ctx and then do quite the same thing like that. Just to verify, we can pretty much read the commands there. So if I do asd, exception again. We don't need that message actually, we can encode that because that's gonna be our command output there. So if I do asd, all right, that's not that simple. So let me see what is getting out of hand here. So message object has no attribute sent. So that on message, so it if we try with text, what do you mean with text? I mean where? Hmm. Because what I'm thinking of is that message here function is not it's something special. I mean, as you can see, we cannot send messages like usual we did before, like with the bot command, even though we pass the context as an argument. So my idea is that that thing is somewhere different. So I'm gonna try and do Discord py on message, send message. Yeah, there's a special blog post for that. On message, all right. Message channel sent. All right, so we have different syntax there. So we're gonna do await, and then we're gonna specify message here because that's what it in general wanted. And then here we're gonna specify message. Now run that, do test, and we have message. And we get into a big loop there. So maybe it fed all the previous. No, not sure what happened, but or maybe I know what happened. So it's we are sending on each message the bot responded with the message, and whenever the bot responded, he reads that as well and then responds again. So we get into that infinite recursion loop there. As you can see, nothing there. If I do test, he's just gonna start spamming there. Yeah, because he's gonna read its own messages. But we know it's working. We know it's working, and we have some kind of API errors that we've been limited. Come on. Never mind. Should be fine. So we have a way of actually reading something. So now let's first make an execution of something. For example, we need to execute code, but we need to parse that code into a variable, right? So if I do, I'm not sure with the syntax in Python. So if I do import OS and I do OS system, let's say ipconfig, and if I do, let's say output equals to that, I'm not sure if that's how it works, but I just want to test that out. So I'm just gonna go with that, and then I'm gonna return. Oh, not here. I'm gonna go with that, and then I'm gonna return the output there. Go with the main.py. I'm gonna do test 0. Yeah, exactly. So that's not how that works in Python. So let me just go to Google again and do Python get OS system output. And we need to do that with subprocess. All right, so let me have that, and instead of OS import subprocess, and here output is gonna be that. So subprocess check output, and then we're gonna specify, for example, ipconfig here, and then show equals true, and sleep 1000 or time.sleep and import time. Right? So we don't want to get walked away again. So now do something like test, and it's just gonna start spamming the IP if everything's all right. But it's not. Not sure why it's not executing thing. Maybe if I do it like that, do something. Yep, we start to spam. Rate limited, alright. The apologize for spamming your Discord. So let me return to that thing here. And let's see why that thing is not getting executed. Are we walked away right now? So let's just try it again. Connection to gateway, alright. Something strange going on here. So let me remove the time sleep statement. Or maybe try to UTF encode that. Because in general, when you go like that, specify there and do print output, and do Python main, we can see the output is in, you have that B there. Like I'm sure that's in bytes. So in order to fix that, we can go with output that decode and specify like UTF-8, and now should be fine. So if I run that, we can see the better output if we will run the command. So the output is gonna be that. I'm gonna paste it here and then await output decode UTF-8. Now let's see if that's the issue there, because I'm really not sure why it's not getting executed. So let me just do test. Nope, we have something. All right, so I think we might be limited, or that UTF encoded resolved the issue. So we can see we have command output there, which is nice, and we're getting somewhere. So let me just stick with that time sleep statement. So time sleep and do 1000, or we must place it right here. And maybe that 1000, I'm not sure if that's in seconds. Time sleep Python, because if that's in seconds and it sleeps right away, right before a wait statement, that's why we're not getting executed. So I need to see if that's in seconds or milliseconds, because in general, like in C#, that's in milliseconds, and yeah, it's in seconds. That's why we're not getting anywhere, because we need to sleep for 1000 seconds. Never mind. So I'm gonna put like 2 here. Nice. All right. So now if I do Python main, let's test it out again. Ipconfig just for the memes, and then Windows IP configuration. Bam, bam, bam. Start spamming. Nice. All right, good. So now the idea is the following: we can issue commands, but the front end must know what command to answer where and what. And we're not talking now about multi-session handling or multi-user handling. I mean, we're not gonna place that thing into several users and test it out. We just need to make it first to work and then think about this stuff later, because that's a simple process, one by one, step by step. So the first thing is to make it work for one user, work nice, and then move on to more and more users. But I'm not sure if the time is gonna be enough with the stream, but we'll see about that. So we can issue command. Now, how to check about which command to execute or what to do? I have an idea about when issuing the command, when executing the command, the bot can, since it's administrator and it has message intents, I believe it can delete my message there. I believe so. So the idea can be, for example, I'm running the command and the bot, or no, that's stupid. That's stupid. Never mind. Don't mind me. So, if I were to, we need to think about that algorithmically. Yeah, sorry about the bad spelling, but we need to find a way to make it that work. So, for example, we can, the idea is that if I type ipconfig, who am I, the bot's gonna pretty much execute all the commands, or we must have some kind of a handler of not executing that many commands. So we either need to set up a queue, or we just not need to be a dumbass and specify command by command every single time. So let's do it first the simple way and see how that goes. So I'm gonna now do like discord py read message from user. Oh, messages. I'm not sure that we need that. Let's get in the messages there, which can be helpful about setting up a queue and running different like commands, chaining different commands. Let's see about that. But that's gonna repeat every time, so we're gonna need to issue only the newest command. So yeah, sometimes I'm speaking bullshit, stupid things. Never mind me, I'm just trying to debug and think about that in real time. So the idea is I'm gonna issue command and maybe have the timestamp. But why? Why are we gonna need the timestamp? We're gonna do discord py read latest message from user. Of course, go directly to the solution. We can get the history thing and parse the latest message like that. Or why actually do we need to do that? To be honest, because right now it gets the message and it always gets the current message. So for example, I can remove all that and paste it here and then call that like that. And now it's just doing like it's reading the message as it should be now. So I don't need to get involved with the history of messages and so on, since it's gonna read the current message. If I do message right here, the bot should send the exact message I've sent to the bot, right? So if I do who am I, the bot should send with who am I. Message.content. Who am I? Nope. Message.con. Oh, I have type there. Content. Yep, there it is. So pretty much it successfully reads the command, and I don't need to go ahead through all the stuff I'm talking about and making my life harder. So I can read the commands there. Now we need to find a way to execute it, and we're gonna define a new method, which is gonna be called dev exec, and then accepts cmd as an argument, and then goes like output equal to that cmd and return output. And now here I'm gonna message content sent, and we're gonna call that method there, exec message content, and that should be it. I mean, if I were to run that and here I type who am I, yeah, we have command do exec. And now I'm gonna do the code and then do utf-8 and then run that thing again and do who am I again, command do exec. All right, And that red thing is because maybe for the control C, I'm spamming. Who am I? If we wait 2 seconds, maybe he's gonna repeat. I just want to be sure that it works like that. Yeah, it's not about the control C. Something's getting oh yeah, that's right, because when it returns a message, it reads it again and then tries to execute it. And for example, now it tries to execute command do /lsec, which is obviously not a valid command. So we're gonna need some kind of a switch to disable the new messages in that infinite loop we had there. To avoid that times v, because we don't really need that now, remove that. And now let's think about a way to fix that problem. So, oh, we have a way. So if we need to check for that specific user, so I think here was the solution. We have message author ID. We're gonna go with like if, and then message author ID is gonna be equal to my, so I'm gonna go with copy ID, then go here, paste, and then like that. Now it should be fine. So now if I run that again, it should read the message only from my side, and we should not get into that infinite while loop. So who am I? It's gonna execute it, command lsec, and then it stops there. Nice. If I do ipconfig, nice. Nice. All right. So we have some command injection there, command execution, which is nice. Now let's think about what do we need to do now, because of course when you send something like that as an executable, as a dropper, of course you wouldn't expect the user to have Discord. So I'm wondering if that thing is gonna work if there's no Discord, because it uses webhooks, right? So we can now convert that to exe, having what was that, the tool there, user where I used to share that. Let me just find it. It's on my Discord, Python, all the way up. Yeah, that thing here. Not sure how to spell that, nuitka. But apparently that's executable. It makes a Python code to executable there. Now, here is when the fun in quotes parts begin, because we needed to face the issue of compiler compatibility, playing around with different versions and trying to install newest version of MinW and so on. We had a bunch of dependencies there. Pretty much what happened is we made it work, but my stream crashed up because my Windows PC broke up for some stupid Windows drivers and the whole stream break up. But never mind, I'm gonna directly jump to the point where I generated executable myself, and we're gonna continue from that point. So thank me later, and here we are. Alright guys, I'm back and I have to apologize about the stream cut. Something happened with my drivers and I needed to fix that. You know, Windows stuff, everyone has experienced that. So I decided to debug that thing myself and test it afterwards, and in order to save time, I'm just gonna let you know what I did and how that thing works. So first things first, I made a little modification that I moved the token from settings.py to the main without needing to include different py files. That's because by doing that I need to include different options on the library itself, which is kind of hard and it makes the things more complicated. So everything becomes one file, which you see right here. Of course that thing is already been, at the time we watch, it's already been revoked, so don't worry about that. Now that piece of code works like it should, and the command I've used to build things is the following: Python nuitka, I specify the compiler, main.py standalone one file. Keep in mind guys, I believe that because I have 4 libraries, external one like Discord, that thing takes a while. For me it took like 800 seconds or more, not sure how much, but it really took a while. Never mind, in the end, after running that command, you can see we have main.txt file stored there, being 42 megabytes. Now let's open that And as you can see, the Discord bot is being started and I can issue and run commands. Now let's cut all the things and test it like we should. So let's just copy that thing and navigate to Windows 10 client and paste it right away. Not sure why I can't copy. Alright, the file has already been here. Keep in mind that's a clean Windows installation, no Python there. As you can see, it should start the Microsoft Store. Yeah, there it is. No Python, no Discord, nothing. So let's see how that works. Run that. And the bot is running. Now if I go to my Discord and do who am I, desktop lsec, I can do ipconfig, and pretty much that's how we issue commands during using Discord. Now there's a few things I need to mention. First one is being that we need to get rid of that screen. Of course, there are many ways of how we can make the process better. First of all, to get rid of that screen, because we want all to be transparent. Then we can perform some kind of like process injection or migration, which means that that thing is gonna run into different process without the user seeing anything. And pretty much while doing that, we can pretty much perform amazing results. Now, that looks nice, and the reason why that's so big is because, as I showed you, it bundles all the libraries modules at once. It takes a while because the whole library discover.py is a huge one, and it needs to compile and compress everything into just one file, standalone P portable executable, which is a hard task, and that's why it's so big, and that's why it's so slow while compiling. But it works, which is nice. Now, the next step, the next test I want to perform is that to anti-scan me. So let's navigate to anti-scan me and upload the file there and see how much antivirus cache that thing. So go to desktop, Discord, C2, and then main.exe, scan file, and the file is too large. So I guess we will not be able to scan it here. But so far we bypassed Defender, and the file looks pretty nice. Now in the next video, I'm gonna leave a bunch of tasks for the next video. First, you're gonna get rid of that screen, and then I might think a way of actually reducing the size, because that's literally way too much. And I can try to dig deeper and see how to reduce that stuff. And the next thing I want to say is that I apologize for the stream cut. Not sure what happened with my PC, but it happened. So I hope you had a nice time, and see you guys in the next one.